Hello guys, this is Martin from dedend, and I'm going to show you today how to create this vector shape and also a pattern that is basically structurally based on the shape created earlier. So first of all, what you will need to know. You need to be a little bit more advanced Illustrator CC user. You have to be familiar with blend tools, transform tools, and pattern tools. And for those of you who don't have like a more understanding of the patterns, basically there are swatches that enable you to use them as a repeatable background for any kind of artwork that you are currently working on. This is a very useful tool for all the graphic designers and illustrators, very often used in many different types of work teams that you guys are probably working on. Anyhow, to start off, we're gonna go ahead to the new artboard, and we are going to create a simple line. The line should be created with the shift pressed and should be exactly in the 45-degree angle. To make it visible, of course, we need to fill it in with the stroke, and the fill should be empty, just to start off with. Okay, so as you can see, the line is created, and right now we're gonna copy and paste it with Command F. Basically, we're pasting the shape on top of it. Now the tricky part, we are going to the transform tool, we are selecting the reflect, and we choose the vertical transform by 90 degrees. Nothing else needs to be changed here. So voila, we have it. Now with the shift pressed, we use the keyboard arrows to navigate with the line, and we are going to put it on the right hand as long as it's going to create a triangular shape. So yeah, we have created something that looks almost like a triangle, and now what we need to do is to basically group it, and then we're gonna use blend tool, which is hidden under the shortcut W, and with Alt pressed on your keyboard, you need to select first line and then a second. The important thing is here you don't leave the button unpressed, so basically you need to keep pressed Alt all the time. And we choose specified steps, options, and we put in around 30 steps, and we click OK. And there you go. We have this sort of interesting pattern right now created. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna copy and paste it on the front again, and we're gonna rotate the whole thing by 90 degrees and push it back. So we're gonna have this almost like a diamond shape right now. It is by itself pretty cool looking. Now, to make the work a little bit more easier, again we're gonna group the whole thing with Command G. And now comes the tricky part. Well, basically we need to again copy and paste it on top of it and rotate it by 90 degrees. And check it out, we have this really nice looking shape. Basically it's a gradient pattern that creates this spherical in-depth filling. Basically it works by itself, but we want to make it look a little bit more like a star. So there are many different ways to do that sort of thing, but I kind of show you how to do the diamond shape with the object and envelope distort tool. This is pretty interesting. So first of all, we need to draw on top of the whole shape another shape that is basically a rectangle that we're gonna rotate it so it's gonna be also looking like a diamond shape. Then we're gonna select both of these and go to the sorry for that. Now we're going to go to the object envelope distort, and we're gonna choose the option make it with the top object. There you go. As you can see, we already have this incredible shape. We're gonna just scale it to it's gonna look okay. There isn't any rules with it. The only important thing is to use the proper shortcuts. Here I use Shift and Alt just to symmetrically scale the whole object till its density gonna feel okay for me. Once we are there, we basically choose again Object, Flatten Transparency option, where we convert all the strokes to outlines. This is important because basically too many lines and filters maybe create a really heavy input on your computer, and we don't want this. We want this to be fully functional. So as soon as we have created the outline version of our symbol, we need to go to a Pathfinder tool. As you can see, we don't have it here, so we go to Window, and we are looking for this little fellow, Pathfinder tool, and we choose the option called Unite. And from now on, we don't have strokes or filters. We only have this little shape that looks really, really interesting visually, and overall look is the way, well, it's a good base for our pattern. So now the cool part. So how do we actually turn this into a pattern? Probably, as you know, we need to use this shape. So let's copy it and paste it on another artboard. And yeah, this is from what we will be starting from. And let's try to make it a little bit smaller, so it's gonna be, there's going to be a little bit more space to create the pattern. So first we're going to the object section. We choose pattern option, and we basically press make. What happens right now is, as you can see, we have the pattern. The only thing that we are missing is a little diamond that is somewhere in the middle, and I've been creating this diamond with a little trick that I'm going to show you. Basically, I draw a rectangle. It doesn't have to be pixel perfect. The most important thing is to stick it into the corner of the tiles edge. We shouldn't change anything over here. This is the cool part about Pattern Maker, that basically by only using the selected tile edge, we can achieve amazing effects. And to create this diamond shape, we're going to use Effect, Distort, Transform, and Pucker and Bloat filter. That will allow us to basically turn this rectangle into a diamond. It's looking okay, but as soon as we got it, again, we need to convert it to the regular vector shape with the flatten transparency option. And then the only thing that we need to do is to rotate 90 degrees and make it a little bit more omnipotent in the overall section. And there you go. We have created our pattern. Now, the most important thing here is to, once you're done, you basically need to save it and click the Done option. Of course, we don't need the shape on which we worked earlier, and the swatch you have created is basically imported into your swatches right now. It's called New Pattern because we haven't gave it any name, but we can call it Cool Diamond Pattern and leave it the way it is. So, to see how it does work, we're basically gonna create another rectangle on our artboard, and we are filling it with our pattern. You can fill it also with a color, but this is basically the starting point of creating this incredible shape. So yeah, I hope that the tutorial was really cool. Please visit my Facebook page if you want to see my daily updates on the vector shapes. There will be also a very interesting website soon where you will be able to download most of my creations. and hopefully we're gonna stick around for another tutorial. Have a good time, and if you would happen to have any problems with what I've been trying to say, well, it's my first attempt to create a video tutorial, and the walkthrough is pasted in below the video. Thank you very much, bye bye, and take care.